Good afternoon to all my beautiful, lovely subscribers. First of all, I want to say to all of y'all, I love y'all. You guys, you don't know me in real life, but you're still here following me on this channel. And, every once in a while, I'll have a new subscriber, which is a blessing. I definitely appreciate all of y'all, okay? Now, as far as my Nintendo fans that's here on this channel, a lot of good things happened recently. I mean, just last week, we had a brand new Nintendo Direct. But I'll be honest, this Nintendo Direct, it was more focused on the third parties. And look, for all of y'all who know me throughout social media, y'all know that I'm really not a fan of third parties. Third parties burnt me over the years, so much to the point where I cannot get excited for them anymore. So I'm not spending not one penny on third parties. Not even a penny. That's how bad it is. Even if a game was free, okay? Someone said, we have some free games on the eShop. Do you want them? First thing I'm going to ask is, let me see. Is these third-party games? Guess what? I don't want them. I'm not supporting third parties. I'm just telling y'all like it is right now, okay? I don't like third parties. My dislike started when Final Fantasy jumped from the Nintendo 64 to the PlayStation 1. And when Square Enix did that, nearly, I would say almost all of them, but I'm just going to use the word majority. The majority of third parties followed. They followed suit. And they jumped over from Nintendo to PlayStation. We all know that history, okay? It's a long, storied history. And ever since, third-party support with Nintendo has always been rocky. At least up until this current Switch generation, where third-party support is very, very good, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's going to be really, really good next generation, due to the fact that the Switch is just completely breaking so many records in this industry right now. Now, like I said, we had a Nintendo Direct. Nothing excited me. I'm sorry. Except for the end of the show. At the end of the show, what we had was Nintendo bringing out a game. Yes, this is a third-party focused Nintendo Direct. But Nintendo, at the last possible minute, showed a game from their first-party studios. And this is the sequel to, Forever Blue. That's only if you are familiar with the Japanese title, okay? But if you are familiar with the English title, it's going to be a new game in the Endless Ocean franchise, okay? So basically, this is the same franchise, Endless Ocean, Forever Blue, but Endless Ocean is the American English name of the franchise, and Forever Blue is the Japanese name, okay? But nonetheless, it's the same franchise, and the game looks amazing. It's one of those scuba diving games, but it's a scuba diving adventure underwater, okay? And I'm pretty sure they're going to have some boat elements and maybe land elements to the game. But the franchise is really a good franchise. It's really very well done, okay? So I'm just really happy for this game. Now, it's not a JRPG. It's not. So I'm not going to buy it. See, my thing is, I only buy JRPGs. And they have to be from Nintendo first party, okay? So I'm not going to buy it, but I know that Endless Ocean or Forever Blue, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a fantastic game. I played the first two games back on the Wii. I had a great time. It was a really, really good game. So I definitely recommend you Nintendo fans going out there and buying the game, okay? Now, like I said, a lot of stuff been happening in the gaming industry. After that direct ended, okay, which it really was a good Nintendo Direct, okay, it really was. It's just that the third party stuff is not doing it for me. Because I don't like third parties. But, like I said, after the show ended, Microsoft, they made an announcement. They shocked the world. Okay? How did they shock the world? This is not good. So if you don't know what's going on, and this is your first time hearing anything about it, this is not good. They announced that they're going to put some of their first party games on the Nintendo Switch, which they've already been doing that, right? We all know they already been doing that. But here's the caveat which makes this news even worse. They're going to put their first party games on PlayStation. You see, the reason why this is bad for Microsoft is because, sure, they're competing against the Nintendo Switch, but they're also competing against the PlayStation 5. And the PlayStation 5 is their true competitor. That is their true rival. You know, Nintendo is not necessarily their true rival because Nintendo is doing the Switch, which is a hybrid console. So it's not a pure only home console. It's not just that. It's not just a system to hook up to the TV. And that it's not just that. The Switch is a different type of console product. But the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series is really the same type of console. So these two are really going head to head for real. Okay? So basically Microsoft threw down the towel. Now I know there's a lot of Xbox gamers out there. I have no problem with the Xbox community or the Xbox consoles. I have no problems with Microsoft, really. I usually say good things about them, but by throwing down the towel, they're doing what Sega did. Sega just bowed out the race altogether. Back during the Dreamcast, GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox One generation, Sega threw the towel down and just became third party. But what Microsoft is doing is a little bit different. Yes, they threw down the towel, okay? They threw the towel down. They're putting their games on a competition. But, which makes no sense, is they're still going to be making consoles. They're still making consoles. And they are still rumored to be coming out with a next generation console years down the line. So what are they thinking? What is the plan? What's the end goal? This makes no sense. This is big news, y'all. But maybe they're trying to push Game Pass. But Game Pass is not doing so hot, ladies and gentlemen. You know, the PlayStation and the Switch subscription services have already passed, Game Pass. And subscribers, it already passed them. Like you would think, wow, Game Pass would be doing better than Nintendo Switch Online, but no, Nintendo Switch Online has already passed way past Xbox Game Pass. We know that the PlayStation was more popular, so that's in the front as far as subscription services, not units sold. The Switch is number one when it comes to units sold as far as consoles. But when it comes to subscription services, yeah, the PS5 is in the front. Shockingly, Nintendo Switch Online is number 2. And Nintendo is not that good when it comes to those type of services. Really, Xbox is supposed to be the best of the best. But yeah, this whole generation, we can say was a wash for Microsoft. Just like last generation was a complete and total wash. And this is why Microsoft is doing what they're doing. This is why. It just doesn't make sense. They just bought Activision. If they would have gave this strategy a little bit more time, they probably would have came close to PlayStation this generation. They probably would have came close to units sold. But no. The console is not going to sell that well now. When you lose first-party franchises to your competition, you're not going to do well. You're not going to come back from that. Losing third-party exclusives is one thing. But when you lose your first-party exclusives, that doesn't make sense. But that's what's happening. Well, I think I'm going to have to wrap this up here. Because I can't think of anything else to talk about when it comes to gaming for this past week. Those were the two big news, guys. Okay? Endless Ocean is coming back with a third game in the franchise. A good franchise thus far. 30 players can play simultaneously. 30 players. On Nintendo Switch. This is a first-party game. So we know it's going to be flawless. Microsoft throwing down the towel. Putting their games on their two competitors. What a shame. But this is Amin Parker, and that's all I got for now. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube for this live streaming broadcast. And until the next live streaming broadcast, have a nice, blessed, peaceful, joyful day.